What's going on, fellow gamers? Opus Arcade here. Just kind of doing an update video. It's been a while since I've done a video, and a lot has changed with my arcade cabinet. That I have added some things. I've added also some different systems to my front end. I've also added some Technoparrot stuff, which I've actually integrated into my arcade set. I don't have a separate Technoparrot set in my in my in my front end. Instead, I just kind of integrated it all into arcade. I've also added American Laser games and a few other things. So this is basically just going to be an update on what I've done with my cabinet. I know that there's a video on my YouTube channel that says final big box build. Well, one thing I've learned with arcade cabinets is nothing is ever final, especially when you're like me and you kind of have a little adult ADHD, and you kind of always want that something looks a little bit bigger, something looks a little bit better. Oh, I want to add that to my cabinet, and let's see if I can figure it out. And one of the things that I really enjoy is, especially with emulation, is figuring it all out, getting it configured, trying to get it to work, working in your front end. It's kind of like a little treasure hunt sometimes. You've really got to go seeking out some of this stuff because, unfortunately, believe it or not, there's not a whole lot of really good tutorial videos. There's tutorial videos on how to add stuff and set things up and things of that nature, but as far as like getting things running, especially in Technoparrot, where you've got to figure out some of these games, it's not a straight up ROM name or anything like that. It's got some weird stuff. Like, for an example, Outrun 2, what you would use to run it, the executable file is named Jennifer, which I know the story behind that, but it's just kind of weird. If you don't know the story and you don't understand why that's called that, you wouldn't know that that's what you should look for. You just open up the file and be like, wait a minute, what's going on here? But anyway, so like I said, this is going to be a video just kind of showing some of the things I've added to my arcade cabinet. I have to thank my beautiful wife for helping me out with some of this stuff. She's kind of gone out of her way and ordered me some stuff that I wasn't really expecting. But anyway, so let's kind of go from here. Okay, so over here at the arcade cabinet, first thing you're going to notice is I've got a steering wheel now added to my arcade cabinet. It is a Seraphim arcade steering wheel. My wife picked it up for me on Amazon. I have to thank her for that because I wasn't expecting it. She kind of ordered it for me without telling me, and it came in, and I was shocked. But I did a lot of research on steering wheels, and this was the one that I went with. And the reason I went with this one, not because it was the best one out there, highest rated, I went with this one for actually a specific reason with my arcade cabinet. Now, it does come with everything that I personally need for all of my games that I play with this. It comes with, of course, both your pedals, so you have a gas and a brake. Some of you might want that 3-pedal, some of you are serious racers and want that 3-pedal with the clutch, and I'm just not that. That's not me. Brake and gas, that's all I need. It's also got a nice little shifter here that works, and it works well. It does shift up, shift down, which is great for games like Spy Hunter and things of that nature. It's got, of course, all of your buttons around. It's got trigger buttons on the opposite side. Once again, great for games like Spy Hunter and things of that nature. It does have force feedback, so once you get that up and running, it works really well. And I went with this one because, as you can see, my arcade cabinet has a plexiglass top. Well, I wanted a steering wheel that I could just put on top and play when I wanted to play, and then remove it when I didn't want to play driving games. This was the best option for me, and let me show you why. So as you can see, it doesn't go anywhere. It stays right in place. I mean, I can really get on this thing, and it doesn't go anywhere. So how is that? Well, it uses suction cups. Instead of like a clamp like a lot of steering wheels do, this one actually comes already made with the suction cup. So when I want to play my arcade cabinet with the racing games, I just stick it on there, and it works fine. And when I want to take it off, you just lift it up, and it comes right off. Set the steering wheel down over here. And now I'm ready to play if I wanted to use my trackball or something of that nature. 9 times out of 10, I usually just leave the steering wheel up here, believe it or not. It doesn't really get in the way as much as you would think it was. I still have access to all my buttons. The only thing I kind of lose access to is the trackball, which that's not a big deal. And like I said, it's easy to remove to go to that trackball. So now let's kind of go into our front end here. We'll go into our big box front end. Yes, as you can see, I do have a CoinOps build on here that I'm kind of playing with and working on just to have something to do. Again, adult ADHD. So okay, so we'll get out of this and the marquee and all. So first thing that you're going to notice here is I've added American laser games. Those of you from my generation that know what American laser games are, yes, they're cheesy, but in my opinion, these games are a lot of fun. And yes, they work out really well. They work really well with the Ultimark aim-track light guns. I do have the Sinden light guns on order. I can't wait for those to come in. So anyway, of course you got Who Shot Johnny Rock, Crime Patrol, Drug Wars, Mad Dog McCree, Mad Dog McCree 2, Time Gown. And one thing that I really liked about the ROM set that I found was it has this little gem, which is Time Traveler. It is the holographic game that Sega put out. And those of you that were in my time, this was one of the coolest things to see. Was it the greatest game? No, it was not. Was it a very hard game? Yes. It took a lot of trial and error, and it was very expensive to play. But now, I can play it in the comfort of my own home. Is it holographic on my screen? No, but it does look really good, believe it or not, on my screen, even though it's not holographic. And it's fun to play. I was playing with it with my granddaughter the other day, and she actually got a kick out of it. So, it does come with this. Another thing that I've done is I've updated my Future Pinball. So my Future Pinball has the startup screen or the video snap here. But one thing that I did find was a background, so it's got that Future Pinball, it's got that look. Now to go with my Future Pinball, I ordered pinball buttons through Rec Room Masters, which is the company that built this arcade cabinet. They have this little add-on kit. It's very simple. It is not hard at all to do. It is plug and play. It does come with 2 buttons on the left and 2 buttons on the right. And man, let me tell you, they work awesome. If you are a pinball enthusiast and you want to add pinball to your existing arcade cabinet, these are definitely the way to go. I don't believe you have to have their cabinet. You just have to have a cabinet that they would mount to. And it comes with a little modular that plugs into any one of your USBs on your PC, and it is already mapped and ready to go. And you just have to go into Future Pinball or whatever pinball you use and map those buttons. Alright, so let's get out of here. Some of the things I've added is I've added Game Boy. Just because. I've also added Game Boy Color. Just because. And I've added Game Gear. Again, just because. These are actual systems that I played in my youth. I wanted to have them on my cabinet. I kind of tinkered around, got it to where it looks really good on the cabinet. And when I say looks really good, here, let me go ahead and we'll go into Game Boy just so you can kind of see. And one of my favorites growing up was Operation C. So we'll go ahead and start this up just so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. And of course I've got, the marquee. Of course does the opening Operation C. The Pixel K does have a lot of the marquees already preloaded for this, but look at that. Look how, that just looks awesome. It's got that bezel around it where it looks just like the old Game Boy. I don't know if you can see it here, but I've got it kind of set up to where it's got the tiling, where it's got that old school Game Boy look. I did take the yellow out. Some people might want that yellow end to kind of have it look like the old Game Boy yellow, but I prefer this black and white color. To each his own. Man, I used to play this game. I think I played this game more than any other game on my Game Boy. It was probably between this and the first Mega Man game that came out on the Game Boy. Anybody out there that played those games as well? And we'll go ahead and exit out of this. Give me a second here. So we'll get out of that. Okay, so like I said, I've added Game Boy Color. I've also added Atari. I've added Atari 2600 and 7800. I am not a big fan of 5800. There may be some of you out there that just love 5800 and da 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 da. I'm not one of them. I like the original 2600 and I like the 7800, but the 5800 is just not for me. I've added a cave set, so I have all my cave games. For those of you that don't know what cave games are, basically they're all a lot alike. You got Dodon Pachi and things of that nature. Basically they're all shooters. I love these style of games. I can get lost in these type of games for hours and play them. Because sometimes it drives my wife crazy because I get into these type of games and I'll play them for a while. But Cave is a nice little set to add to any cabinet out there. I've added a Fight Club. Now, some of the things that I've added to my fight set is I've got Street Fighter V running. That's just awesome that I can run something like this on my PC and it runs beautifully. I've also got, of course, Super Street Fighter 2 going here. Virtual Fighter 5, I've added that. That's, of course, through the Techno Parrot that I was talking about that I've added. And that runs really well. But, yeah, I've added this fighting set. I've also added a sports set. So this is where all my sports games are now. Which makes it a lot easier for when you're wanting to play certain sports games and things of that nature. Those are in this set. Shoot 'em ups, of course. This is where all my arcade shoot 'em ups, vertical, horizontal, and in between type shoot 'em ups, they're all in here. Star Wars Battle Pod. Now, I don't know if you've ever played this in the arcades, but man, let me tell you something. This is amazing. I can't believe that it's something that I can run in my own home. It runs great. I do not have the fix on where it takes the bubbled look out, and the reason being is because I personally like that bubbled look. To me, it just adds something to this game. It makes it kind of its own little, I don't know. It separates it from the others, and that game's awesome. But that's also through Techno Parrot. And then, of course, I've added racing. Those of you that like Hydro Thunder, like me, I love Hydro Thunder. However, emulation just doesn't work with Hydro Thunder. This is a game through Techno Parrot. It's called H2 Overdrive. It works phenomenally with my steering wheel. You get this thing going, crank up the sound, and I'm telling you, it is awesome. It's as close as you're going to get to having Hydro Thunder, and I don't know. To me, this is just awesome. Of course, got all these other racing games. These are all through Techno Parrot. Initial D, Stage 6, Stage 7. I have not gotten Stage 8 running yet. I'm still working on Stage 8. This is a cool little thing. I've added Mario Kart Arcade. This is Mario Kart Arcade GP2. I chose to add this one instead of 1 because, number one, I like this one a little bit better than 1. And I've got Mario Arcade DX, which to me is the best version of Mario Kart for the arcade. This right here is makes it worthwhile just to get Technoparrot is to have this game right here. This game runs through Technoparrot as well. Very easy to set up now, very easy to get your steering wheel going, and it's a lot of fun to play. Outrun 2, this is one I was just telling you all about, where the file name is Jennifer. My wife walked in the other day, saw Jennifer rolling across my marquee because it doesn't actually have a marquee for Technoparrot yet. So when it reads the executable file, which is Jennifer, so it reads that Jennifer file, and my wife said, "Who's Jennifer?" But there are a lot of good games. This one's kind of a real fun game, kind of like Fast and the Furious right here. A lot of drifting. One thing that I really like that I added is this right here, this Batman Arcade. This is phenomenal. You get a choice of all the different styles of Batmobiles from this classic one all the way up to the newer ones. And I mean, you just go to town on it, and you go after bad guys and shoot them and take them down. It's just a lot of fun. And Chase HQ 2, which is through Technoparrot, which is a very awesome sequel to the original. I love Chase HQ. I love the first one. This one here is definitely worthy of the name. It is a lot of fun. If you ever want to play a Chase HQ game sequel, Technoparrot, once again, way to go. I can't fault Technoparrot. But anyway, so these are the things I've added. I've also added the Capcom CPS 1, 2, and 3. I've also added beat-em-ups. So this is where all your beat-em-ups are. Arcade set, of course. But anyway, once again, this is kind of my enthusiasm. This is what I love doing. I love getting these things running, building them up, showing them off. I love it when my grandkids come over, and I got one little granddaughter. When she comes over, favorite thing to do is get on my Star Wars cabinet. This is her favorite little cabinet. She loves this cabinet to death. If any of the other grandkids are here, she's kicking them off so she can get on it. But it's awesome to have something like this to run in your home. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Happy gaming. If anybody ever has any questions, feel free to write anything in any of the comments on any of my videos. I am always willing to help. Of course, I am not going to put out to the public where to find these ROM files or how to set them up, but if you get stuck or something like that, by all means, feel free. Message me with your email address or something, and I will email you back. I will get back with you, and I will definitely do what I can. I have a few guys out there that I have been helping out that are friends of mine on Facebook, and anyway, this is just a lot of fun. It's a lot of work. It's a passion of mine, and I hope that there's others that are out there. I love the fact that emulation has come such a long way. I love the fact that there are arcade companies out there that are building these nice cabinets like this. But yeah, hope you guys are having a wonderful day, and we will catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.